טוב. So, בעזרת השם, we are in Torah Lamed Chet, Likutei Moharan, still in part A, in the end of part A. We're dedicating the Shiur for the success of Melanie Eli and Lelia Snyder, and we're blessing them and thanking them for their contribution. And Bezrat Hashem, we're going to learn a little bit today. And Rabbeinu is talking about the tshuva, about the busha, about the shame, about coming back to Hashem. And then Rabbeinu is comparing the yirah of Hashem Yitbarach, the fear from heaven, to, like that it's written in the Zohar Kadosh, to the tefillin. Tefillin em b'chinat ima al bera. The tefillin are in the aspect of the mother, that she is hovering on her babies, on her son, on her cheek. Ve'im la bina tikra, and that mother, she is the power of understanding, and she is educating the son. The mother, she gives him the most of his wisdom. Like we can see that we're saying every morning, Shema beni musar avicha. You can take from your father the musar. How you say musar? Musar. It's like your father is rebuking you, so learn the lesson from that. But it's not the main wisdom of life. Shema beni musar avicha ve'al titosh, and don't abandon, don't leave, don't forget Torat imecha, the Torah that you received from your mother. See, the Torah has got a lot more weight here in that sentence that we're saying from the Mishnayot. What? From the mother. So all of Musar, it's not Masoret. Musar, it's the rebuke. When your father is coming at 9 after he finished Kollel and he tells you, what are you doing? So accept it. But all day long until 9, it was your mother that was educating you, and so from her you learn the main Torah. And even though that the father, he's the one that sits in Beit Midrash and learns Torah, and the women are exempt from Limud Torah, and they still have the merit to pass the message. Can you get to that understanding, how that can happen? The father, he's learning Torah, and the mother, she's teaching. Rabbeinu is explaining that in Likutei Moharan. And I found a very big proof for that in Eshet Chayil, that Rabbeinu is saying that the father, he is the trunk of the tree, and he needs to illuminate, to give power into the branches of the tree, and that's his wife. And she, the wife, gonna illuminate the light that she received from her husband in the fruits. The fruits depends in the mother, in the power that the mother received from the father. So how the mother gonna teach the children if at 9, when the amazing husband gonna come back from Kollel and he gonna dedicate few minutes to his wife? And if he will not gonna do that, so there's no chance that she will have what to give, except of her stress, except of her worries, except of her frustration and sadness and on. But if the father, when he comes home, he will give, he will support, he will love, he will care, so then the mother going to be charged for tomorrow. And then tomorrow she's going to be able to pass what did she receive. The father himself, he is not a vessel to pass to his children. They are too far from him. They need to have a middleman, a middle woman between them to sieve it, to clean it, to clarify it, to fix it before, to prepare it, to serve it. The father is not able to do that. And it's written on women in a lot of places that women are not as strong as men inside of Yirat Shamayim, on the side of Yirat Shamayim, fear from heaven. Women are Nashin da'atam kala, women they have a light, they don't have the strong responsibility, light mind, they take things not as strong as men. There are a lot of words that have been said on women that are putting them in a certain place that is not as strong as men in the aspect and the concept of Yirat Shamayim, of fear from heaven. But still, it's written on women in Eshet Chayil, Isha Yirat Hashem hi tithalal. So what it means, Isha Yirat Hashem hi tithalal, that we're going to praise a woman that she going to be very strong in Yirat Shamayim, in faith, in fear from heaven. It's we always need to find the commandment, the tzivui, what Hashem wants from us in that verse. Okay, that if I saw my wife doing good things, so I'm going to praise her, that's the meaning. It's a piece of cake, that's very easy. To say to your wife, oh, thank you for the good meal, when she made a good meal, it's not that hard. It's true, there are horrible husbands that even that they're not able to do. They take it all for granted, and they're mentioning their mother and grandmother after every meal, that what that you made is not even close to the food of my mother. In our house it was, so okay, there are men like that, but still, to praise the person on good things that you've done, it's not a big deal. You need to build your wife, you need to give her power. In the day that she haven't made food, in that day you need to give her power to grow and to make food for tomorrow and to be able to be happy tomorrow and to cheer herself up from her stress and her sorrow. You need to understand your wife. And like the Gemara is saying, that if your wife, she's short, so you need to bend, you need to tilt yourself and to bend, to come down to her height and to whisper. Means that if she is not wise like you and a genius like you need to explain your things and you need to help her to understand. Means to spend time with her and to talk and not to be strict and hard. So when we're saying Isha Yirat Hashem hi tithalal, it means that your wife really cannot achieve that level of Yirat Shamayim if she will not gonna be praised. Isha Yirat Hashem hi tithalal. A woman that she gonna have Yirat Shamayim, it's a woman that been praised. If you're not gonna praise your wife, for sure in the end your wife will not gonna have fear from heaven. Why? Because she's gonna have fear from you. And if she's gonna be afraid of you, she's going to be afraid to tell you that she had a problem with milk and meat, and that she had a mistake with dipping the vessels before of Shabbos, and she will be afraid that you're going to be angry, so she will not going to let you know about it, because you can scream, and then for sure you're going to fall to failures, to avonot. And it can be nida, impurity of the house, that she will not going to tell you that she doesn't really know if she count the days right, or if it's a stain or not a stain. She's afraid of you. You have ta'ava, you have a desire, and she needs to be pure as soon as possible. So she doesn't see no stains, and she doesn't see them. She's afraid of you. There are women that are afraid of their strict husband. They need to keep halacha. Boom! You need to shoot them in the head. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. It's a rape. It's a rape and it's not allowed. Mitzvat Onaa, it's her mitzvah. It's her time. And it's not allowed to force a person to do anything. Especially not to force to do a mitzvah. And mitzvah in his own body, for sure. There is no place in the world, even if it's gonna make you work on your midot, even if it's gonna make you force yourself, so what? You don't want that? You want to stay an animal? Rav Shalom said that a person that have lust for women, it's impossible that he will not gonna rape his wife during their life together. It's impossible. He wakes up in the middle of the night, he's got a tava, a desire, that's it, he wakes his wife from her sleep. It's a rape. Even after she wakes up, she thinks with herself and she's saying, okay, it's good for me, it's better for me to please my husband and to let him be with me or something like that. It's a rape. He's forcing her and she's afraid to say. She's saying, okay, for my shlom bayit, he will not. She's afraid. To talk about it, it's a very hard thing because most of the men are very, very far from that. But we need to understand from what they're far, from what we are far. We are far from just being human. It's not Chassidut. To rape a person, not to rape a person, it's not Chassidut. Not to force a person to be with you, it's not Chassidut. It's not Chassidut. It's not something that you allow. Open Shulchan Aruch, the Pshat, the Seifim that are telling you exactly how you should come and how you should be with your wife and how you're allowed to be and when. If really you are going to be medakdek, you're really going to check what's the rules, you're going to see that you're not allowed to come from your own will. The last way, the lowest level of them all, that a person is allowed to offer, to suggest, to bring himself into that act and to try to convince his wife to please her, to be with him, it's only if he knows for sure that he's about to sin. If he checks himself and he sees for sure he is about to sin, to have zera lebatala, only that is a reason for him to try to please her, to be with him. And if not, if he's able to hold himself, he's allowed only to wait until she will want. And even to want it and to wait, it's also a sin. It's called hirurim. It's called bad thoughts. What are you wasting your time on? What are you thinking about? On what you wait for? What? To please your Chaim needs to pass to satisfy your body, the animal that's inside. I heard few long conversations from Rav Shalom on those things, and I had some private conversations with him also on that topic. And I tell you for sure that person, Rav Shalom, is very strong on that, topic. But actually, all of the righteous people are very strong on that, because the Zohar Kadosh is saying to us, who is the tzaddik, who is the righteous man? Man de natir brit. The one that knows how to watch over and guard his covenant, his purity. Ezeu gibor, hakovesh et yitzro. Who is the hero? Who's got a lot of power? The one that knows how to conquer his will. Chagor charbecha al yarech gibor. And you know how to put the knife, the weapon, on your hip, you say? Hip, thigh. Means that you have 100% control on yourself to know what to do and when to do and how to do and in which situation and if it's allowed or if it's not allowed, and to satisfy your lusts and desires. If you say, look, I'm standing in front of the refrigerator, I have an amazing cake here in front of my eyes, okay, no problem, the sin is not so horrible. But if you want to bite someone else, you understand that your hunger is not so legitimate. You're not allowed to think even about another person like that. Even just to think. A husband with a pure wife, his wife, she's coming out of the shower. You're not allowed to think about her. You're not allowed to stare at your wife and to look and to think about her and to imagine to yourself things. She's not your property that you can use like that. It's not a property. Even though that you married her and she is your wife, she's not a vessel, she's not a table, she's not a chair that you can say, okay, I'm going to think if I'm going to sit on that chair or not. On the chair you're allowed to think. On the table you're allowed to say, okay, look, I don't like it. I'll make a bookcase out of it. You're allowed to. But if your wife, she's annoying you, you're not allowed to use her and to say, okay, from now on, you're not going to be this anymore, you're going to be... No, it's a human being, it's a person. She's got life inside of herself. Before a person comes to those deep understandings, and I'm telling you, big time, really strong, he becomes to be a human being, maybe let's say 98% of the Torah that he is learning is going down the drain. Most of the Torah is not catching, is not purifying you. Until you work on yourself to make yourself a vessel really to be able to contain emotions of people, to care. Why they're telling us derech eretz kadma laTorah? The behavior is when every verse, every Mishnah, every piece of Gemara it's a lot stronger than rules of nature. When the Torah is saying to us that derech eretz, to be polite, to be a human being, to know how to behave, to be sensitive, to be gentle, to be kind, is before of the Torah, it means that the Torah is not starting if you're not a human being. Zot HaTorah, Adam. If you want to have Torah, you need to be a human being. Adam, a man. You have to be a human being before you have Torah. Because that Torah, it's the soul of a human being. It's not for animals. When you're an animal, you don't have Torah. You cannot teach animals how to behave. You can train them because they're afraid of you, or that you increase their desire for food so hard, so strong, that now they're going to do everything for that carrot, for that sugar or whatever. You cannot really teach them how to behave. In the moment that the male going to see a female, he lost his mind. In the moment that he's going to see food somewhere else, he lost his mind. That's an animal. Why? Because they don't have the soul, they don't have the special soul that we are able to contain if we're preparing the vessel. How are you going to prepare your vessel? That's avodat midot. Like we said, midot, it's attributes and it's measurements. You need to put borders to yourself. You need to have borders. I allow to want until a certain place. I allow to be angry until a certain amount. I allow to be sad until something happens. You have to check. And where you need to check? When you meet others. Because like we said, if you hurt yourself, okay, you want to sit in the bathroom for 2 hours after you ate a whole cheesecake by yourself, and it's okay for you, do it. Okay. No one gonna execute you on that. Nothing happened. But if now you eat the food of your children, or if now you rebuke your wife and you make her sad and sorry and cry, that's a different game. That's a different deal. That's something that really we need to talk about. Alright, you're crazy, you eat chocolate until you puke. Okay, it's your problem. That's your issue with yourself. You have a problem. But when you let yourself be free, and free means to let go all of your lusts and desires, and you allow yourself to do whatever you want, and now you start running over people, and you start using people, and force people, and the worst way to do it is if you're polite and kind, and you use your wisdom and your intelligence to force people. When you start using people, chas shalom, for your own will, like we said yesterday, in that moment, you make those people don't want to live anymore. When you force people, even to the best thing that you think that's going to be the best for them, you take the reason to live from those people. You see women that are so depressed and so broken, and they themselves cannot even answer to you why they're so broken. I'll tell you why they're so broken, because they've been used and they've been violated so many times that they don't have their inner power to say, yes, no, I do not, I want, I don't want. You took that from them, slowly, very gently, and you took the free choice from their hands, and that's it. And she been violated, that's it. And when she been violated, you don't know what you have in your house in that moment. You made her, if you want to hear the truth, Rav Berland once explained that it's written that Kol HaMitga'eh, every person that is arrogant, Rabbi Nachman is writing in Likutei Moran, he is failing in Eshet Ish. He gonna sleep with another man's woman, wife. And you see that a lot of arrogant people haven't failed in that, in sleeping with another woman. It doesn't have to be so strong. So Rav Berland said, no, you fail with your own wife. Your wife, she's Eshet Ish, she's your wife, you fail with her. You nofel with her, you're falling with her. When you're arrogant, you're falling with your wife. That's where you're going to fall. You're going to fall with your wife. To what? To do what? To be what? To be arrogant with her. And then you're forcing her. Because you imagine to yourself that you're so successful and you're so amazing and everything, and that she wants to be with you for sure always, whenever you want. You just need to say, she doesn't want to be with you so much. Actually, she rather to sleep most of the nights. She rather not to hear you, not to smell you, not to feel you, not to hug you, not to hear what you have to say, and not to see you again and again and again busy with yourself, doing whatever you do. There are women that are going crying to the mikveh. They're crying, they don't want that. They know that they're going to have to be with their husbands tonight, and they hate it. And you're so arrogant that you cannot understand that your wife, she's not enjoying. It doesn't please her. It doesn't make her satisfied at all. It doesn't make her happy. It doesn't give her what that mitzvah is supposed to give her. What that she needs to receive from that mitzvah, it's her time. She needs to feel important in that time. Precious, valuable, amazing, beautiful, pure, holy, amazing. That's what she needs to feel. If now she feels that she's your mattress and you're using her for your lusts and desires, so why should I go to the mikveh? He can go to the mikveh. Let him go to the mikveh. Why she needs to suffer for you? She needs to supply that for you. So what you made her to be, Eshet Ish, like a prostitute. You brought your wife to be your own prostitute. That's what you've done. And you're going to pay her with compliments, with good words. You're going to buy her a ring and a bracelet. It's a prostitute. You pay. You pay for your pleasure. That's what you made your wife. That one woman in the world that stood under the chuppah with you, and you promised to her, I'm going to respect you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to cover. I'm going to give you everything you need. You promised all of those things. For what? Why? She never will say, right? She doesn't know. You were never going to tell her the truth. But you needed a woman. You wanted to get married already. You had to have that mattress, Chas Shalom. If you're really a human being, if you're really a person, you're going to respect your wife. What it means to respect your wife, never to violate her, never to use her, never for your own selfish will. Never, 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 even once in your life. And if you've done that, you need to do a deep tshuva because you've done something horrible. You destroyed something that is so pure, so pure, so innocent, so far from your lust and desires. Women, they are not sick as their husbands. They're not. And it's true, there are women that also fell to all of those lusts and desires, but for them, it's an emotional need. They have a certain tzorech, a certain need. For them, it's not a lust that makes them crazy, that they can go all day long and being crazy, looking on more men and more men and more men, and every man that across the street makes them crazy and more. No, women are not like that. Women are not like that. Men are sick. Men are like that. Women, their Yetzer Hara is honor. Women, they need honor. And for honor, they're ready to die. They have to have honor. That's their desire. The main desire of women, it's honor. Men, their main desire is women. It's not honor. For a woman, he is ready to be insulted, to be ashamed. For a woman, he's going to take everything, no problems. He's going to take his pants down, no problem. For a woman. For a woman. Men, they have a problem that when they taste of that forbidden fruit, they are falling to craziness, to madness. It's a total madness. It's shigaon. What are you looking for in your life? What do you want? You're so sick. All day long he's thinking about that craziness, and he sees his wife and he sees a prostitute in front of his eyes. He sees a woman that he's thinking to himself, all right, when? Until when? friends and young couples, all right, how much time, how long it's going to take. They're trying, in the beginning they're holding hands, and his mind's always running forward. He's holding hands because he wants to kiss. After that he kissed, he's kissing, but he's thinking already when he's going to take her shirt off. Men are crazy, men are sick. You cannot kiss with your wife for 5 minutes? Say the truth. Are you able to kiss with your wife for 5 minutes? Say the truth. You're not. And if you're going to say yes, you're a liar. Because after 2 minutes, you're already somewhere else. And your wife, she's not somewhere else. Your wife, she's kissing you now. She's happy. She can hug you for hours. And you think that she's stupid. You think that something is wrong with her. Why? Because you're a maniac. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick in your mind. You don't know to enjoy the moment. You cannot hold yourself for a moment. That's problem of men. They don't know to hold themselves. You don't appreciate your wife. You don't understand how much it means to your wife when you just hold her hand for a moment. You don't know how much emotion and love and confidence and power it plants inside of her that you just told her, I appreciate what that you've done just now. For you, it doesn't worth nothing. Why? Because you're measuring and counting things with your satisfaction of the satisfactions of your body. And your body haven't received nothing from those kind words. If those kind words gonna bring her to bed, so it's worthy. Alright, I'm gonna be nice, she's gonna tell me thank you a few times, and then I'm gonna take her to bed. Okay, it's good for me to behave. That's an animal. That's a predator. That's a vicious, a cruel person. If someone tells you thank you, it's nothing. What's gonna come out from that thanks? Rabbi Yochanan קרא למנה מכבדותה. Rabbi Yochanan called the outfit, the clothes, honor. You want to honor your wife? You need to dress her. You need to put more covers on her. You need to buy her another scarf, another shawl, another long dress with long sleeves. You need to cover, to buy her a coat. That's how you're going to respect your wife. If you're going to dress her, not undress her. To undress her, if you have that one moment of a thought in your mind that crossed your mind, to undress your wife, it means that in that moment you disrespect your wife. Even if it's the night of mikveh. What is the night of mikveh? Is it your night or her night? It's her night. It's not your night at all. It's her night. And here in her night, she gonna decide what you're doing. She wants to drink coffee. She wants to eat marshmallow. Who are you to tell her what to do with her night? It's her night. You need to give her her time. Onaa. Who said that it needs to be finished in bed? Who said that? Where is it written? Where is it written? Where is it written? That you need to finish that night in bed. Where is it written? If she doesn't want to get into bed. She doesn't want, probably. She's too tired. She worked all day. She prepared the children. She fixed everything. She made everything right. She took a shower. She made everything early that she's going to be able to go to mikveh. She needs her time now. You don't understand that. And if you do, so you need to remember that. Have to work on those things hard to be a human being. If you're not a human being, if you cannot contain another person inside of yourself, so who are you? Who are you if you're not able to feel the emotions of your wife, the will of your wife? She's different than you. 100% different than you. You need to learn who is she, not to force her to have you. When you're gonna understand who she is, she gonna desire you. She gonna have a desire to you. When you're gonna be kind enough, when you're gonna be nice enough, when you're gonna be pure, when you're gonna be someone that it's fun to be with, that it's nice to be with. It's fun, it's nice, you're positive, you care about me, you like me, you ask me how am I doing, what's going on with me. You care, I want to spend more time with you. It's fun for me, it's nice, I enjoy spending time with you. And you know what? I'm going to tell you another secret and another secret. And also, When she's going to feel ready, she's going to feel that she wants to be with you. And then you're going to have children together and it's going to be wonderful. But it's only when you prepare yourself and you build yourself to be a human being. Because if not, you're going to see that on your children, that your children are going to be exactly like you and terrified like her. They're going to be violent and they're going to be angry and they're going to be sad and depressed and also broken and frustrated like her. They're going to have all of your bad midot and also all of her bad midot. And you're the leader of the house. The man, he's the leader of the house. The man, he's got the power to take the house where to the place that he wants. So if you want everyone to be your slave, you have the power to do that. But if you want everyone to feel that they are children of Hashem, that she is a queen and they are princes of Hashem, children of Hashem, you have the power to do that. You do have the power to do that. It all depends in your will. A man and a woman, they should be the best friends in the world. That's the relationship, that's the love. That's the love. You need to be devoted to your wife, committed to the house. You have to be a husband, you have to be a man. You have to know how to give from your precious time. And if you don't have enough time, you need to count only on Hashem Yitbarach that's going to help you to find time to both of those things. How am I also going to supply the parnasah and also going to spend time with my children and also going to make my wife happy and also going to do my tshuva and my itbodedut? How am I going to do all of that? And also I want... Wonderful. You don't have a solution? For that you have itbodedut. Go to the field. Cry on that. Scream on that. Ribono shel Olam, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I need to understand what should I do. What comes first? What is first? The honor of my wife is first, the education of my children is first, the parnasah is first. And if you need both, because Bore Olam said a lot of things, and for you in your eyes, it looks like it's all in the same time. So how are you going to manage? Only with prayer. Only with itbodedut. Only with itbodedut. But you need to have a right itbodedut. You need to have a straight and honest itbodedut. Because if you're going to go to the field and you're going to complain, my wife, she's making me tired, and in job, they don't pay me enough, and in the limud, my chavruta, and you're going to go and you're going to complain for an hour, it's not going to bring you nowhere. That's not the itbodedut that we're talking about. Itbodedut, it's how you express your point of truth in life. That's itbodedut. As much as you're going to work to reveal your truth, the real truth, the truth of Hashem, what Hashem wants for me, your wife, she's screaming. Don't immediately blame her. Don't shut her mouth. Don't close her thoughts and immediately define her as crazy, as an angry, I don't know what. Think, observe, check what she wants, what Hashem is saying through her, what's going on. Your children, they're in stress, they're not happy, something is wrong, they're fighting. Hashem, what are you saying? What's going on here? If you just always, how you say, mekatleg, categorize every situation, you block the rebuke, you block the light of the messages from penetrating into your soul, and then you will never gonna develop, because you reject all of the situations. You reject and reject and reject and reject. No, I don't want to work on that. No, I don't want to hear that. No, I don't want to think about that. No, with that I cannot deal. No, that is too much for me. Stay. Great. You're gonna stay, and you're gonna be rotten and stink, and you're not gonna refresh and not gonna renew, and you will never gonna develop and never gonna grow. But if when a hard situation is coming, you take that and you invite it, you say, yes, I want it, I want to know, what have I done wrong? I want to know, I'm going to deal with it, as hard as it's going to be. I'm going to take it to the field and I'm going to work on that, I'm going to cry on that, I'm going to do tshuva, I'm confessing, I admit already. Even on the things that are going to come in the future that I admit, you're right, I'm wrong. What do you want from me, Hashem? What can I do for you? To be cruel, I'm not allowed to. To force myself on people, I'm not allowed to. Even if I want to learn Torah. Close the door, let her deal with the children, and he goes. You were working until 4, you came at 5, you finished your meal in 7 minutes, you were screaming at the children for another 20 minutes, and now you rebuked her, and you close the door, and you go to pray Mincha, Ma'ariv, you have a Chavruta. Thank God you're not a Breslever, then you need to do another 1 hour Idbodedut before you go back home. That what? That she's going to make you a cup of coffee, after she's going to wash the children and let them go to sleep, and then she's going to make you some cup of coffee, and of course she's going to wait in bed because you need to go to sleep early because you have another day of abusing people tomorrow. That's not Jewish. It's crazy. You can say oi. You're allowed to yawn, to sigh. That's not Jewish. That's not purity. That's not Judaism. That's not purity. That's not being nice. Alright, so you're not going to have chavruta. Go complain to Hashem that you have too many children. Go say to Hashem, I don't know how to handle, I have too many children, I mistake. Go say to Hashem, Hashem, I don't know how to bring parnasa. Hashem, I don't know how to behave to my wife that she's going to be happy. Who's got the mitzvah, the obligation to make his wife happy? Your wife? She's not even obligated to be happy. And you're obligated to make her happy. And now she's sad and depressed. Who is wrong here? Who's got the responsibility on his shoulders to make her happy? Only you. No one else in the world. Not her parents that screw her life, and not your friends, and not her friends, and not your parents, and not her boss. No one. And not her. How you expect a person that is sad and depressed to be happy? How you came with that thought even that she's able to do that? If she's now broken, if she's now sad and depressed, you expect her to be happy? Why you're not happy? Why you're not happy? Work on your happiness enough that it's going to illuminate, that it's going to go through you to your family. And then she's going to be happy. If she's going to see you happy, she's going to be happy. If she sees you all stressed and depressed and angry, and you're forcing her, and you change her orders of her life, and you tell her what to do. Yesterday I went with my wife to the Shuk Machne Yehuda. We took Israel Nathan, our little kid from kindergarten. He fell asleep in the car. Okay, we're going down in Shuk Machne Yehuda. I'm carrying him on my arms, and we're going to some silly store that my wife, she wants to buy some gifts to some family that got birthdays and stuff. Okay, head covers and rings and bracelets, nonsense of women, thank God. And I'm going with her, Baruch Hashem. We're entering. 20 minutes, it was the beginning of how much time we were there. It started with 20 minutes. First 20 minutes that we were in that tiny store over there, third from the right if you come from Agrippas. That one. And first 20 minutes that we were there, she's just taking things out of the shelves and making a big mess over there on the main table in the middle of the store, and she's apologizing to everyone that you can apologize to, and everything is great, and I'm holding the baby that is asleep, and thank God, and she's asking, and once in a while I'm able to answer, once in a while I don't really pay attention because of all the mess that goes on over there in the store, and she's asking, are you with me? Are you with me? And yes, of course, I'm with you, and thank God we passed those 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, the woman that works in that store, she's looking at us for the last 20 minutes, and then she tells her friend that works with her over there, she tells her, that's a very patient husband. And my wife, she's looking at them, and we're alone in the store. And so my wife, she starts to laugh. And so she didn't feel comfortable. She tells my wife, I'm sure that it's because of you. You're a good woman. This is why he's so patient. He's like you. because you're good to him, so he's good to you. So my wife, she's saying, no, the truth is that he's a very good husband. I'm not the reason that he's behaving like that. He's a good husband. And then that woman, she's looking, she's saying to her friend, and he's holding the baby on his arms for the last half an hour. And I'm smiling. I feel my arms. Thank you also for notice. It's nice. And then she's saying to my wife, I see a lot of impatient husbands coming here every day. Your husband is different. So my wife, she was laughing. She said, yes, I know, he's a good husband. Yes. After another 20 minutes, so it's not so funny. After another 20 minutes, so I helped her to choose only 1/3 of all of the things that she was collecting over there. And I wanted her to buy more, but she didn't want it. She said, no, we can come here every time. We don't have to finish. We don't have to finish all today. We can come whenever we want. It's close to the house. Yeah, everyone was smiling, positive. Also, the shuk was empty because people are afraid to go out from the houses. So it was empty, nice. It's crazy. But the truth is that also Rav Morgenstern once said that he's got Kabbalah, that he learned it from his rabbis, that all of what that Rabbi Nachman in Breslev achieved, it was because of his work in Shlom Bayit. Rav Morgenstern said that. When I said it to Rav Shalom, that I heard it from Rav Morgenstern, so he said, Rabbi David Chaim Stern told me that also about myself, on Rav Shalom, that everything that he achieved was because of his work on Shlom Bayit. Everything that he achieved by the work of Shlom Bayit. So, like Rav Shalom is writing in the book Garden of Peace, that peace in the house, that's the mirror, that's what that shows your level of all of your Avodat Hashem, what you have in your Avodat Hashem. If your wife is happy, it means that you're holding in high levels in Avodat Hashem. And if your wife is sad and broken and she cannot express herself, also, if we have another 1 minute, I'll tell you that when you give confidence to your wife and you let her talk, so she gonna say what that hurts her. She gonna complain more. She gonna have more things to say. She gonna rebuke you more. And it's a good result. It's a result of that confidence that you gave her. Because like we said before, if she's afraid of you and you don't let her speak, you can look for yourself to yourself like the best husband in the world. Your wife should never say a word, and all of the neighbors are very happy with you. But the truth is that she's not happy. Only when you're gonna respect her, you're gonna start hearing her complaints, and then that test is going further and further, because as much as you're gonna give her more, she's gonna check inside of herself more and more how much she's not happy and what is bothering her more. And then you're gonna meet all of those things. And it means that after 5 and 10 years of sacrificing yourself from Shlom Bayit, suddenly she's gonna open the real complaints that she's got on you. And you're gonna look at yourself and you say, hey, I'm doing the best that I can for the last 5 years. What's going on here? How can it be that it's getting worse and worse? But it's not. And that's when you need to be strong in your own confidence to know that, thank God, you found the reason for the problem. You're getting closer to solve the problem like a root canal, really into the depths of that problem, into the root, into the beginning of the problem. So it's a good thing that your wife, she rebukes you, that you realize how far you are and how low you are and how damaged you are. It means now that you have vessels to contain that new understanding. And it means that you progressed and developed and been purified, and that you have the merit to hear what that Hashem have to tell you. So we need to strengthen ourselves to be strong, to be happy, to learn from the rebuke, to accept the rebuke, to love the rebuke, and the rebuker. Thank you. Chazak u'baruch.